It wasn't my brother who came back. We buried Liam on a Thursday morning. It rained the entire day, like the sky itself was grieving. My parents stood silent by the closed casket. The accident had been brutal. They said his body was too damaged to view. But I didn't understand. Liam was only 19. Strong, bright. The kind of person who lit up any room. But that day, everything felt wrong. The casket was too light. The air too cold. And when the priest spoke Liam's name, it echoed like it didn't belong to anyone anymore. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept looking at his empty bed across the room. He used to snore, kick the covers, talk in his sleep. But now, just silence. At 3:07 a.m., I heard a knock at the door. 3 knocks. Slow, heavy. I froze. Then came another knock, and another. By the time I got downstairs, my mom was already at the door, robe wrapped tight around her, eyes wide and terrified. Through the peephole, we saw someone standing in the rain, soaked, still, barefoot. It was Liam. We opened the door. We had to. And he stepped inside without saying a word. His clothes were damp and wrinkled, like they'd been underground. His skin was pale, lips slightly blue, and his eyes, they didn't move quite right. They stared past us, like he was seeing something we couldn't. My dad hugged him tight, whispering, "My boy, my boy." Liam didn't hug back. He only whispered, "They buried me wrong." Then walked upstairs and lay on his bed, eyes open, silent. For the next few days we tried to explain it. Shock, amnesia, PTSD. But he didn't act like Liam. He never ate, never used his phone, never even looked at us unless we spoke to him directly. Sometimes, we'd catch him talking to himself, low and fast, in the attic. One night, I pressed my ear to the door. I heard his voice, and another one, darker and distant, like something was whispering through him. Then he said, "She knows I'm not him. We have to take her next." The floor creaked behind me. He was standing there, smiling. I tried to tell my parents. They got angry, said I was traumatized, accused me of being cruel. But I wasn't imagining things. One night, I noticed something under Liam's bed. A trail of dirt, tiny clumps, like someone had crawled up from the ground. And then I remembered. We never opened the casket. I went to the cemetery, alone. It was midnight. The gate was chained, but I slipped through a hole in the fence. I found Liam's grave. The headstone looked normal, but the earth beneath was wrong. Cracked, scorched, like it had been struck by lightning. I scraped at the dirt with my hands until I saw it. Scratches on the inside of the coffin lid. Long, deep, like he'd tried to claw his way out. But what came back wasn't him. Back home, things got worse. I started waking up with bruises. Cold air filled my room, even with the windows shut. One morning, I found Liam standing over me while I slept, just watching, smiling. He didn't move when I woke up, just whispered, "You're next." The final night, I set up my phone to record while I slept. The footage showed me, sound asleep. But in the mirror across the room, my reflection was standing, staring directly at the camera, smiling, not blinking. And Liam? He wasn't in bed anymore. Only a trail of black footprints leading to my closet. I ran away the next morning, took a bus to a friend's house 3 hours away. But it didn't matter. Last night, I got a message from an unknown number. It just said, "You left your door open." I turned slowly, and in the reflection of the TV screen, muted, glossy, dim, I saw Liam, grinning, standing behind me. He's still out there, wearing my brother's face, pretending to be him, and no one believes me. But every time I see a mirror, I see him. And I wonder how long before he gets tired of pretending and comes for me to finish what they started.
The staircase that wasn't there. It all began when Sofia returned to her old school to pick up her younger brother after a parent-teacher conference. The building was the same as it had been 10 years ago. Gray, worn down, with endless corridors and squeaky floors. As she waited near the old staircase that led to the third floor, she suddenly remembered something odd. That staircase never went up to the third floor. There wasn't even a third floor. And yet, here it was, a narrow, unfamiliar staircase spiraling upward into darkness, where only a blank ceiling should have been. Curious and uneasy, Sofia began to climb. Each step creaked louder than the last. She counted 10, 15, 20, but no end in sight. The air grew colder. The light behind her faded. And then she heard footsteps above. Sofia reached a landing. It was a hallway that shouldn't exist. Dusty, dim, and lined with locked classroom doors. Everything was silent, but she felt watched. The wallpaper peeled like dead skin. The only open door was at the very end. On it was written in red letters, Room 313, a number that never existed at this school. Inside, desks were overturned. Papers were scattered on the floor, yellowed and damp. And in the center, a tall mirror cracked across the middle. Sofia stepped closer. Her reflection didn't move. It stared back, smiling. Then it blinked. Sofia turned to run, but the hallway had changed. There were no doors now, just walls and a staircase leading further up. Sofia climbed the second staircase, breath quick and heart pounding. This flight was longer, much longer. She lost track of time. The air felt wrong, thin, pressing in on her lungs. She came to a second landing, a small room empty except for a chair and someone sitting in it, a girl. Sofia's breath caught. The girl looked just like her, identical, but her eyes were hollow, her skin pale as wax. "I took your place," the girl whispered, "and now you'll stay." Sofia tried to scream, but no sound came. The girl stood, took Sofia's hand, The room dissolved into blackness. When Sofia's brother ran to find her, the old staircase was gone. There was no third floor. There never had been. But in an old class photo found years later, in the dusty archives of the school, there were two girls with Sofia's face. Only one was smiling.